evening, everybody. It's Sunday night. Welcome to the APAT Show. Leigh, hello.
Vin, how are we doing?
Good. We're good. Some exciting news, I believe, coming from the headquarters of APAT this evening via our good selves.
Yeah, there is. We've got definitely got some exciting news we will get into regarding the live schedule. But what we first should do is
Yes.
briefly talk about what we've got going online because we're on a final table. We've jumped on the stream a couple of minutes early because we're on the final table and of the Sunday Splash tonight. So we did say we were going to give away some extra tickets and bits and pieces. So probably it's worth mentioning whilst we're at this final table what was in my head of what the plan was going to be. We're paying top 5 in this, so min cash is £10. So what we're going to do to start off with is we're going to pay the bubble £10 worth of Vegas tickets. So if you finish in 6th, you're going to get a tenner's worth of Vegas tickets.
Nice.
If you finish 7th or 8th on this final table for making this final, we're going to give you a $5's worth of Vegas tickets. So that's 20 quid's worth of Vegas tickets already done and dusted. I wanted to get that in as we're on the final table. So hopefully, if you're playing that tonight, you're also watching, or somebody you know will be watching. You just need to message me to claim those. So if you finish 6th, 7th or 8th, tenner, fiver, basically we're going to pay the whole of the final table tonight to start with. If you win tonight, you're going to pick up £59.80 worth of cash for your win. So congratulations. But we're going to stick 50% worth of tickets on top of that. So we're going to give you 30 quid's worth of Vegas tickets for whoever wins this Sunday Splash. Now, again, just drop me a message on Facebook to confirm your email address that's attached to your Poker Raffles account, and we will get those tickets sorted for you. So the winner's going to get 30 quid's worth of Vegas tickets. 6th, the bubble, is going to pick up a tenner's worth. 7th and 8th for making a final table are going to pick up a $5's worth as well. So everyone's going to get paid on this final table, to say the least. And and we might chuck a few more tickets out as well as we get on with the show. But I think we're going to be live very much watching this play to a conclusion. Let me give you a quick rundown of who we've got on this final table. No Cash is the chip leader. 43,000 in chips. Ninja Keen has got 33,000. Johnny has got 21,000. B5th 99 has got 17,000. Bet Game has got 15,000. Skit Tech Michael's got 10k. Bob Mouse is there as well with just under 8k. And Ready Freddy Go Wayne is the short stack with 7k. As chips are crikey, it's as if they know they're guaranteed some money now. All of a sudden, chips are flying about in the middle of the table here. Bob Mouse and Ready Freddy Go Wayne are both all in. They're the two short stacks here. Maybe they know, well, I've got a $5's worth of Vegas tickets coming, so I'm all in. So we're not going to mess about. Obviously, Dave Garden, No Cash, is in prime position for maxing out with a 30 quid. So we've got Ace 10 versus Ace Jack versus Ace Queen. And the Ace 10 is going to get there. Wow. And we bust 2 on this final table straight away. We're not going to have time to talk about much of anything the way this is going. Johnny picks up the 2 scalps there. So, that means Bob and Wayne, you both bust. Don't make the money, but we're looking after you tonight. So you both get a $5's worth of Vegas tickets into the Poker Raffles World Series of Poker main event draw. Nice. Jacks versus 7-5. This is just crazy. 7-5 wins on the river.
It's another exit.
Another exit. Wow. This is flying through. I didn't even see who that was that bust. Was that Bet Game that went? I think it might have been Bet Game. That bust in 6th on the bubble. I think it was. Yes, it was Bet Game with the Jacks. Gets beaten by the 7-5 of Ninja Keen. Well, there you go. Bet Game, your bust as well. But you've got a tenner's worth of Vegas tickets. Say, just drop me a message to confirm your email address on Poker Raffles, and we will get those added into your account for you. And you can be in with a shot of winning a pretty decent package to Vegas this summer. Instead, you've missed out on this tonight, but we were in the money. We're down to 5. Wow, I'm glad I said let's go live, Des.
Well, ironically, it's only 21:31, Leigh. In a minute, we'd have missed a bunch of exits. The chat box is, well, practically full of WC OAP former champions Dave Garden and Tris, both out there, both chatting away. Good evening to you. Stefan Fisher has just come into the chat box as well. Hello, guys. Hello, Stefan. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Unfortunately ending, Lee. Unfortunately ending.
It is absolutely. So just to confirm then, so everyone's in the money now, so they've all locked up at least a £10 cash for this Sunday splash. It starts at 7:00. It's a £5 entry. There's pretty much unlimited re-entries on it if you want to. I think. What do we get going? We had 22 players played this, and nine had another pop at this tonight. So. Yeah, nice little one just to splash around with on a Sunday night. But as I say, the winner's going to pick up just shy of £60, and we're going to add £30 worth of Vegas tickets for the winner. So for those 5 of you that are still playing, that's No Cash, who we know is Dave Garden, Ninja Keen, Johnny, B5th99, and Skit Tech, who we know is Michael. If you can win this, you're in for show of £30 worth of Vegas tickets. So loads of people in the chat. Obviously, the main reason that we're all on tonight is to talk about the live schedule that we've just released about an hour ago. We popped it up on this. If you've only seen the so Dave Guns, yeah, I get. Well, I've seen Dave playing poker with a beer or two. It's not a bad way to go. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kai's tucked up in bed. Yeah, right.
Yeah, of course he is. Absolutely. So the live schedule for the full year. I know we've already had 2 events. We've already been to Dust Till Dawn for the team event in January, and we've had our first event in London in February, and we're off to Dublin this week on Wednesday and Thursday for the Dublin Open Championship. But the full list of venues is out for the year. You can see it up on the screen there. So after Dublin, we head over to Ash for the German WCOP team qualifier. Then we head to Newcastle. Then we're over in Malta for our first trip to Malta, the Spring Malta Poker Festival. Then we've got the European Championship of Amateur Poker in Coventry. So that's the second of the big festivals for the year. We then head to Liverpool. Then we've got the Worlds in August. We'd already put the dates out for that at Dust Till Dawn. Then we head down to the south coast, down to Portsmouth. In early September, late September, we're up in Glasgow. Then we're over in Ash again for the German Amateur Poker Championships. Really, really good 5-day festival over there. We're off to Leeds this year in October. Then our second trip to Malta for the autumn Malta Poker Festival, and then we kind of round off with the UKCOP in London Aspers in November, and finally we have APAT Poker Squads live in Nottingham at Dust Till Dawn. So that is the full live schedule, dates and venues. Now, if you head over to the website, not only have we got the dates and the and the venues and what's going on, all the schedules are there for all of those events. So you can see pretty much. That's not to say that the odd thing might have to change along the way. We're planning out sort of 10 months in advance here. So, but as best as we possibly can, we put on what the structure, the schedule is going to be tournament by tournament for each of those events for the rest of the year. So, the information is now all out there, guys. So basically, start making plans.
Lee, looks fantastic. I mean, I guess I'd say that anyway, but it does look fantastic. One tier. Right, both from me and Gaz Howard. No Blackpool. Great shame. We've always had some magnificent weekends in Blackpool. We didn't get it done this year,
but
though.
We've tried to move the schedule up market a little bit. So
don't say that, please.
So we're going to Liverpool. I mean, that feels like that
go to Liverpool, Gaz.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't sure, but Scouse convinced us that it's a classy establishment, and everyone would have a great time in Liverpool for the weekend.
Are you sure he said Liverpool though, Lee? Because I got to tell you, I mean, I couldn't understand what he was saying. What with all the and fucking and stuff like that.
Yeah, but
couldn't understand a word.
We've done Blackpool for a number of years, a number of times. We've obviously been to Manchester quite a few times as well. But really looking forward to going to Leeds, Portsmouth again, which we've been to once before. That's about right. So and getting out of Liverpool for the first time. So really looking forward to it. See the tower in the chat. We'll be over in well, not Dublin for this week, but we'll certainly be in Dublin for Easter for the Irish Poker Open. Tom's over there, I think, for the duration. I'm over for the last 6 days. Loads of players going over. We're taking a bunch of people over with Poker Raffles as well. And Phil is obviously now the voice of the Irish Open, as well as the voice of UK Poker. He will be over there on the mic doing his thing for the 2 weeks. So looking forward to that. I don't know how he's going to cope, because normally whenever I saw him last year, he was in the crack den. Des, basically, that's where I think he
sounds like he'll get on finely. He'll fit in just well by the sound of it, despite his frame. Listen, Leigh, bit of a dear sort of whatever moment here. Apparently, once again, we've clashed with the BCPC deep stack. Bry's going to have to try and move the date. Oh no, we don't like doing that. We don't like clashing.
What's clashed with that?
I don't know. It could have been. We know it's not the Blackpool weekend, don't we?
No,
Leeds maybe. It'll either be Leeds or Liverpool, I guess. Gaz will tell us. Gaz says Dave Garrett, lost his voice a few times. I've seen him. Pretty worried, to be honest.
Is that the Liverpool? Is that the Liverpool? Maybe it's the Liverpool weekend he's thinking about.
It could be the Liverpool weekend.
It could be. Yeah. But I mean, that's July. I mean,
it's plenty of time. Plenty of time. Oh, and the Bannon, right? Christian, Crackden. Leigh, do you want to? Do you want to explain to Christian about the crack den?
You've got a slightly wrong spelling of crack, but apart from that, you're perfectly
has
correct.
he? Yes. I thought that was the right. I was spelling it the same way as Christian was. Oh, you mean CRAIC? Ah.
Yeah. So the bar in the temporary bar that they put up at the Irish Open is called the Crack Den, and lots of fun and frivolity takes place in the early hours.
Didn't it just? So, Leigh, what wasn't JP meant to be on the show tonight? Did we get a late message saying he was involved in some sort of a wedding? There was a wedding or something.
There was we were going to get JP
a 48-hour wedding.
He was very keen, and then he said something about it was some 60th birthday drinking thing going on, and and of course the rugby didn't go that well this weekend. So I would imagine
about the rugby. There's no need this early in the stream to mention the rugby.
With it. So drowning their sorrows. We're still 5-handed in the poker. We are. I'm not ignoring this whatsoever. They've all tightened up now. They know there's an extra 30 quid's worth of Poker Raffles Vegas tickets up for grabs for the winner. It's all got proper serious now, because normally they get in the money and it all gets a bit like, I've made a bit of cash now. I'll just not worry about it. But they're super tightened up what they do. But in all seriousness, obviously we've been working on this schedule for a long time. Tom has put a huge amount of effort into getting all of this together, and it is like herding cats at times, trying to get these dates and schedules together so far out. But we've managed to do it. So a huge thank you to Tom for all his effort in getting us to this point. And personally, I think it's pretty much the best
steady
schedule.
Steady.
I think it's the best live schedule we've put out. It's really, really good. We're going to some new venues. We've got 4 really big festivals throughout the year. We're managing to get back down to the south coast. I guess there are a couple of things. Somebody mentioned, Gaz mentioned Blackpool. I know there'll be disappointment that we're not back in Wales. And couldn't get back to Cardiff again. We haven't been there for a few years, and there you go. Pilco's in the chat saying exactly that. We'd love to, but we just couldn't make that one work. We had a couple of spare dates where we could have done it, but couldn't find it would work for the venue, so unfortunately not. But I think other than that, it's a proper good live schedule, and we can now crack on, and we'll get the rest of the online dates out for you guys, so you know when you can go medal hunting on groverpoker.com, and we will also start making plans now for an online WCOAP bigger festival as well, which is likely to be it's September time, although we have got 2 live events in September, so we certainly don't want to clash with anything we're doing live with something like that. So we'll find a way of now slotting all that in and making that work.
Leigh, I have some chat. I mean, what have you started with the international lads in the chat box? First of all, William has come in with just a French flag. What can I say? Congratulations to the French. Well deserving, I have to say. Leigh, we're not going to break into sports now, but well deserving in the rugby. I have to say they played superbly well in Ireland. Stefan says, where can we find all the events that you show and the schedules and what events can we play and all of that stuff? So on the website, Stefan. So, I mean, I haven't been on there, Leigh, but do you want to just explain how the website works to Stefan?
Well, how a website works?
Well, I think that's what we're looking. I think that's what we're looking for here.
I feel I'm going back to the early '90s here now with this one. I would imagine. Let me just check. So there's a link on what Tom posted out about an hour ago on the Facebook group, which I think Stefan commented on or liked. So if you literally click on that, it takes you to the page. Detail.
Come on, Stefan, do the work.
It takes you to the page on the website, which is the APAT 2025 season 18 page. And you will see in a table there all of the events. And on the right-hand side, it's got, the schedule for each of those just by tournament. So at the moment, we've just got kind of days and times of what event's going to be on and a price point for each of them. But yeah, everything is in there. So the Coventry European Championships is in there. There's an 8-game. There's PLO. There's a Tours event, main event, 2 to 7 triple draw, PLO 456. Mystery Shootout Bounty, Mixed Triple Draw, Low, Crazy Pineapple, Round of Each, 08 and Stud 8, and a Bounty and a Win the Button in that one. Most of the things like Liverpool, Newcastle, Leeds, and Portsmouth, they're fairly standard schedules, should I say, in that you've got a day 1A on the Friday night, a day 1B on the Saturday, side event on the Saturday night, day 2 on the Sunday, and then a side event on the Sunday afternoon. But the world's schedule is out. So there's a day 1A starts on the Saturday beforehand. Then on the Wednesday we kick off with the so it's 8-handed no limit hold'em tables. But any PLO tables that Danny Strange might be playing on if he ever gets back to play this. Yeah, if he ever gets to play this event, will be 15-handed. That's the way we're going to do those. So, Danny, just so you know, if you were thinking of getting involved again at some point, then that's it. But it's all there. So on the worlds, you've got Six Max, PLO, Crazy Pineapple. There's a main event. There's a mini event. Too many to mention. High Roller, 8-game, 2-day 8-game. What else have we got in here? PLO 8, Mixed Triple Draw Low again, Mix Max, PLO 456. There's a No Limit Hold'em Closer, Crazy Pineapple. Absolutely stacks. But they're all on the website, so you can just head over to the website and you will find them. I think you can literally just click on the live button at the top on the top menu. So if you click on the live button on the top menu, if you're on a desktop, if you're on your mobile, it might say tour rather than live because the menu is slightly different. So
it's like you're turning into tech support, man. Come back from the light. Come back. Honestly, could be a train. Yeah. Listen, one of Germany's finest exports, Sandro, is out there. We like to refer to him as our very own Sandro. Hey guys, I still hope you both will commit the live streams in APAT Germany. We're going to comment. We're going to be... What? Don't let Phil the Tower Healed here that there's an opportunity over there, Leigh. He'll want to go and do it. Are we doing that? I mean, that could be good.
Yeah, we did. I think we
did
commit at some point that we would definitely do that. Jack 7 versus Ace King. It's the Jack 7 at risk. And I think Dave Garden's Ace King is going to be good. And we're going to lose. Well, B5th 99 finishes in 5th place. Amazing. So very well done to them, and we're down to 4.
Stefan has, I think, found the schedule. Looks nice what you show. Hope I can come to a few. Hope we can see you at a few. Stefan, particularly Nottingham. August, right? It's become a bit of a fixture now. One Mr. Steve 40 is there. Hi, guys. Is this Sunday 7 p.m. Sunday Splash happening every week going forward? It's a good question, Leigh.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that a positive answer? I think, hey, Steve, I think it was positive, but I mean, I wouldn't bet on it just based on
I mean, I wasn't going to bother, but as Steve 40's asked, then I'm going to do it. Yeah.
There you go.
I was just going to do it as a, for a couple. But nah, go on. Do you know? I'll tell you what. I'll put one in the lobby for next week. Now, there you go. It's in there.
Is it there?
Yeah.
He just dropped the hammer on it, Steve, just for you.
Yeah.
A complaint, Leigh. This is another dear Emma letter. It's very short. This one. Nothing for Dorset.
Oh,
from Mouse Bob. Nothing for Dorset.
Honestly, we got really close. I'm not sure how much I can say. Actually, can I say this? Yeah, I probably can. Yeah,
say it.
We got really close to a Tom Brady home game, but we couldn't quite get it in for this year. But yeah, we got really close to putting an event on down in Plymouth, which we really want. Yeah, I just would love to have done that. Anything down in the southwest would have been perfect. So yeah, but we couldn't quite get that one across the line for this year. But it's very much on the agenda. The trouble with Dorset is, bear in mind, obviously, I'm a Dorset man myself. Is that there is just isn't any casinos in Dorset. We don't have casinos and we don't have motorways. It's a well-known fact. I think we're one of the few counties that doesn't actually have a motorway. Did you know that, Des?
Leigh, I've been down there a few times. I've never yet found a motorway.
No, we don't. We don't. Queens versus King Queen and Queen's Hold for Ninja Keen. We're down to 3. I didn't even catch. Seriously, Des, you should be paying attention to this. Honestly.
Sorry,
we lost Michael in full. Skit Tech went in full. I'm calling Skit Tech Michael because I'm assuming. I think we did. I think he did confirm that last week for us. I think pretty much. So, Bob's response is brilliant.
Let's just do it. Let's go there to the Hare and Hounds Waytown near Bridport. We can squeeze 50 people in on a good day.
Bridport is beautiful.
To be honest, sounds like poker in the morning. Well, from midday till about 4 p.m. Fish and chips, and then poker in the evening. Few beers. What do they drink down in Bridtown? Bridport?
Bridport. Quaint little coastal town. Delightful place to live. One of my CEOs of one of my clients lives down there. Yeah, really, really nice. So we'd love to have done Dorset, but it just isn't. Yeah, it's not. It's just not feasible. But Plymouth was on the list, and we'd love to do that. Try and get there at some point. But I think what we've ended up with obviously 2 festivals in London, 2 festivals in the Midlands, in Coventry and Nottingham. But we've actually managed to do, we've got effectively 4 events further up north. So we've got Leeds, we've got Liverpool, we've got Newcastle, and we've got Glasgow. So I think we've ticked a lot of boxes with what we've got on for the for the live events. As we've got all in the call, Ace 10 versus 10-7, 10-7 at risk, and we're going to be heads up.
Wow, Jesus, this is happening quickly.
It's going to be beer in his hand, no cash. Dave Garden against Johnny, 120 bigs for Dave Garden, and Johnny's got 70. So they're locked up now for 36 pounds for their trouble tonight. £60 for the winner, plus obviously the extra 30 on top as well for courtesy of Poker Raffles.
We're having to go at 100 miles an hour. Sorry about this, guys. But Stefan's got a very important question. He wants to know, what is the Win the Bride event?
Ask Gaz Howard. He'll tell you.
I'm so disappointed.
There you go.
I'm so disappointed. I preferred my version. Gaz goes on to say, "Don't have Blackpool though, do you?" I think he's talking about the Jurassic coastline is not Blackpool. Which, to be honest, the residents are probably quite happy with that.
Is Gaz on a promise or something from last time he was in Blackpool?
I think he's right. I'm with Gaz. Let's bring Blackpool back.
disappointed Gaz here? Is he on some sort of promise from last time we were there? And he's like, well, yeah, I'll see you again next year because APAT will be back next year, so I'll be back. I'll back up the next year. And he's looked at the schedule and gone, no, I can't believe it. What's going on?
They're not going to Blackpool this year. One Mr. John Murray, that sly old fox. Did anyone find out who Bromley 023 is?
Well, I could hazard a guess.
I couldn't even hazard a guess.
Yeah, well, you couldn't hazard a guess who Bromley.
Well, I might do, but she wouldn't put her surname in, would she?
No, they between the two of them, they have quite a few online names which are similar to that.
You reckon that's
although normally she's Dingle Bell, I think normally.
Yes,
online.
that's right.
So
that's right.
But so yeah.
Christian says, "Do you want to? Would you want to win the bride?" Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not discussing that one. Stefan says, "I see a Torse event. I think it's horse, but maybe I'm wrong."
No, it's a Torse. No, it's definitely a Torse event.
The first leg is tense.
Yeah, it will be very tense. So no, it is. It's a Torse event opposed to a horse event. So yeah.
Fantastic. And Gaz goes on to say, Blackpool owes me some money, I'm sure of it, in his best Peaky Blinders type accent. Blackpool owes me... No, hold on, I went slightly
I was going to say, where were
there,
you going with,
as
where
opposed
were you
to
going
Midlands.
with that?
It went all wrongly.
Yeah.
I pulled out rapidly.
Bear with me a minute. I'm just sharing the schedule with Phil the Tower, who's wanting to put the dates in his calendar because he wants to try and play some stuff.
Good man.
So
it's heads up. I can't leave it up for long. Oh, it's not heads up any longer, is it? There's only one left, Leigh. Fuck's sake. There's only one left, Leigh.
We commentated on that really well, didn't we?
Well, it is our best APAT poker coverage.
Luckily, the guy that won it's got a beer in his hand, so he's not going to care whatsoever. So very well done to Dave Garden, who's picked up the win tonight. Absolutely smashed that final table. I'm glad we came with it on live because it's taken half an hour. And we've got through that pretty quick. Yeah.
And he straight flushes around, he says. Did he get a straight flush, Leigh? Maybe he did.
There you go.
Yeah, he did.
Congratulations to you, Dave. You picked up the win. I'd say just the Sunday Splash tonight. Nice, easy one. And it can be done with just he only needed one buy-in, didn't even bother a re-entry. One buy-in, £5, turns £5 into £60. Plus, we're going to chuck in £30 worth of Poker Raffles Vegas main event draw tickets as well. So that's not bad night's work. So maybe you can spin one of those freebie tickets up into Bink in the main event. To be honest, he might have used his luck up already on that final table, but we'll see what happens with it.
Worked out okay.
Very well done to you, Dave. Well played indeed. And we will. I will get those. I think actually, other than Bet Game, I think I know everybody else that won the tickets. So I will check whether you've got Poker Raffles accounts and get those tickets into your accounts ready and rocking. So you should get confirmation email at some point later on tonight or first thing in the morning. So so very well done. Yeah, lots going on. Obviously, always happens when we've got releasing a schedule and putting information out. You just get piled with questions. But actually, do you remember back when we used to do this back in the day, and it would be on the forum, and there you go, and it'll be on the forum, and you'd be replying. This is much more fun where we can go live and just go, right, okay, far away. What do you want to know? We'll just try and answer as much as we can as we go, and that's the way to do it. Is Gaz going? Because basically
Gaz is going. I think he's going to Blackpool. He's going to walk up there, Leigh, and he'll be there for 2026. Sore feet, but he will be there. Kind of sorry we're missing Blackpool, but we are going to Leeds. We are going to Liverpool. We're going everywhere apart from Tom Brady's extension, which is rather a shame because he has put a big extension on the house, Leigh, from the Ferrari fund, as I understand it.
Nice.
That's what I'm hearing.
Nice.
26, right?
Yeah, so Dave Garden's going to be in Vegas anyway. So we should say we obviously have been, for anyone that doesn't know, we've been talking about these Vegas tickets, and somebody might just be going, what the hell are you actually talking about? No idea. So over on Poker Raffles at the moment, there is a draw for a World Series of Poker main event seat plus flights for 2 from London over to Vegas, and we'll even fly you back. Up to you whether you want to bring the +1 back. We're flexible when it comes to that. And also hotel for 2 as well. And we'll be drawing this on April the 7th, and tickets are just £1 each. So you can buy a ticket for £1 and with a chance of winning a main event seat over in Vegas this year to play at the World Series of Poker. And say we'll fly you over, take a mate, put you up in a hotel.
Amazing.
We're going to put you up in the at the Horseshoe, which is where the WSOP gets played, and have a cracking time. Really looking forward to doing that draw. It's going to be in about 4 weeks' time. We're doing that draw, so it's going to fly by. Other stuff on the Poker Raffles site at the moment. Tomorrow night we're drawing an Irish Open main event seat, and we've got another APAT draw as well tomorrow night. Those APAT draws, seriously. Now we've got the full schedule out, I'm going to guess they're going to start going really crazy. They always sell out every single week anyway. Like but I would imagine they're going to go super crazy now, because basically with any of the APAT draws on Poker Raffles, you can use them for any event in 2025. Before, when we said any event, it was like, okay, we've got the Worlds and we had Dublin. Well, now you can see the full schedule for the year. So you can choose to go to Leeds, to Newcastle, to Liverpool, to Glasgow, to Portsmouth, to Nottingham, to London, to either of the Malta stops. Head out to Ash if you want. Go and see Sandro and the guys out in Ash in September, because that's a cracking 5 days over there. It's on the kind of Czech-German border. Absolutely fantastic. Gets huge runners. I would argue it's possibly our biggest main event of the year numbers-wise. Because it can get 700, 800 odd runners.
That level it is.
For it.
It would be.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. Or Coventry as well. Don't want to miss Coventry out. Looking forward to that one at the end of May. So yeah, loads to choose from. But obviously you can win those on Poker Raffles. We've also got a Malta package up at the moment, and we've also got the Mediterranean Poker Party, which is going to be a cracking one. I think that's going to be good value in that. It's a $5,000 package to head out to Cyprus at the beginning of May. So you get entry into the $2,000 buy-in Luxon event that's happening out there. 7 nights, all-inclusive hotel accommodation for 2 at the Merritt Park. Airport transfers as well, and $1,000 in cash, which you can then obviously use towards flights and everything. You don't spend anything, because it's all inclusive for 7 days. So you could take you and somebody else out there for 7 days at the beginning of May, out to Cyprus and have a cracking time. And you'll be properly looked after by the DTD Live team that look after that event. Properly looked after. And there's some really big high roller stuff on over there as well
premium,
during that time as well. So so it's a really nice one to go and experience and just see what it's all about. And you said you're getting to play in I think that Luxon's guaranteed at. I'm going to be brave and say 2 million. I think it's guaranteed at 2 million.
Let's see what's on there.
If I'm right, no, it's on the other. It's on the other one. I'll have to go and look it up. I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed at 2 million. But it's definitely a $2,000 buy-in. I think it's $2,000 million guarantee on it as well. But well worth. Well worth
it's
doing.
Significant and very opulent surroundings, and of course you're gonna have the weather. Right, you're gonna be an amazing weather out there. It has to be said.
Yeah.
Wow, Leigh. Geez, man, that was a short kind of show. We've weighed in at, 35 minutes, all in, tournament included, Poker Raffles push, APAT live schedule for 2025 push. Yeah. That's got to be the most
so Dave,
productive.
Pilco says do 2 to 3 draws per week. Well,
I mean, we're doing that.
We do. So with the APAT draws, what we tend to do is, if it sells out early in the week, we just pop another one on. So there's always, well, I'm going to say there's always an APAT draw. I haven't actually checked this afternoon whether this week's one is sold out yet. I've been busy doing other things. I've not actually had a chance to. Let me go and check out on the website now and see whether it's
Well, you're
there's
doing
currently still 60 odd tickets left for tomorrow night. But normally the APAT ones will sell out, and we'll do
2 or 3 a week.
Yeah, we'll do 2 or 3 a week. There's still 500 tickets left for the Irish Open main event draw tomorrow night, so that's going to be good value to get involved in if you have the time to want to do that.
Leigh Steve says, problem with all these amazing poker trips, if you enter and win, do you cover divorce costs? Which I think is a reasonable question. Stefan says, thanks guys, see you at the events, can't wait. Stefan. Mr. Garden says, good game, thanks all, that was fun. Thank you, Dave. Gaz, need to go and stand up in the corner, have a word with yourselves. No idea, that's going back a little bit. Steve had asked earlier, Leigh, if no Cardiff, is Bristol in the future possible?
Bristol's a very similar situation in that they've only got the Rainbow Casino there, and that they don't really do poker, so it's not really an option. On the divorce costs thing, I mean, Vegas is a trip for 2. So that's
MPP.
not a problem. Cyprus is a trip for 2. So that's not really a problem. I mean, you can go to Dublin. I mean, there's plenty to do in Dublin over Easter, so I don't feel that's much of an issue. Malta, well, you've no excuse not to take your other half out to Malta.
Definitely want to do that
with you. Yeah, that's an absolute no-brainer whatsoever. So really, I mean, it's only Blackpool that you probably would want to take your other half to, especially if you're Gaz, because clearly he's got other plans. So
would not take the other half to Blackpool for the APAT event, Leigh. Not this year for sure. Mr. Allen joins in very, very late. Can you arrange childcare? Yes, Leigh and I won't be going. Just leave the child with. Oh, hold on.
Right.
That could be tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I think Scouse has got contacts in Liverpool. He's very. He was when we spoke to him at Dusk Till Dawn the other. We just kind of briefly said about. He's super enthusiastic. I mean, genuinely, he says that is absolutely. I mean, he's convinced it will absolutely sell out in Liverpool. He said there won't be a spare seat. He's absolutely convinced that that's going to be the case. I presume he's just going to be dragging friends and family along to make it, to prove a point. I think is and so you should have come here 20 years ago. How has it taken this long to? I
don't know what you're talking about, Leigh. He's been selling them for 150 a pop for the last 3 weeks. Did you give him a heads up or something? He's already sold about 395 seats, Leigh. It only fits 200.
So for anybody just tuning in late, tonight we've announced the full schedule for the live for the 2025 live events. We've already had a couple of events. It's up on the Facebook group. Tom's posted up about it. There's a link to the website which has got not just all the dates and venues on it, but it's also got every single tournament that we're planning at the moment. They are subject to change. The odd thing might change from a timing and a day point of view. The dates are absolutely firmed and the venues are all firmed up. That's not a problem. But as is always the way when you're planning 10 months out, we might have the odd thing change. But if you haven't seen the schedule, Des will pop it up on the screen now, and you can
get a load of that
details. So we've already been to Nottingham for the APAT UK Team Championship, and we've already been to London for the UK ICOP. But we're heading off to Dublin this week to the Green Isle Hotel as part of the St Patrick's Day, St Patrick's Weekend Festival, should I say. €30,000 guarantee on our event, which is €150 buying. They have got a 100,000 guarantee main event for €100 buy-in. In Dublin this weekend at the Green Isle Hotel, so well worth doing if you fancy doing that. The German WCOAP team qualifier in Ash is in April. Then we're off to Newcastle in late April. Then over to Malta for the first trip over to see Yvonne and the team over at Portomasso Casino. Then we're back in Coventry at the end of May for 5 days with the European Championship of Amateur Poker. That's a full 5-day festival, similar to what we did in London earlier on this year. It's like a little bit of a mini Worlds is the best way to describe it. Then we're off to Liverpool for our first ever trip to Liverpool in the middle of July. Then it's the Worlds in Nottingham. We announced the dates for that a little while ago. We'll be back to Dusk Till Dawn for 6 days, isn't it? In August. Then down to the south coast we go to Portsmouth beginning of September. I'll tell you what, Tom's going to be racking up the miles, isn't he? Because then we're up to Glasgow 2 weeks later for back to the it's Merchant City, because there's a couple of Grosvenors in Glasgow, hence the reason why I put MC on there. It's the Merchant City venue up in Glasgow. over to Ash for 5 days for the German Amateur Poker Championships at the beginning of October. Then back in the UK, we're going to Leeds, which I think is the first time we've done Leeds, unless it was.
Yeah, I think we might have done one before.
We might have done one, maybe one before.
One crept in, I think.
Time where I was away for a couple of years, maybe. So it could have been, we could have done that quite possibly. Then our second trip to Malta, which is always the big one of the two Malta ones, I guess, the autumn Malta Poker Festival, back to Portomasso Casino. And then we round off the year with the UK Championship of Amateur Poker in London at Aspers again at the end of November, and we round it all off with our Poker Squads live event at Nottingham, which is always sold out well in advance. So we'll be getting details out for that later on in the year for you to make your plans. So all that information's on the website. If you just head over to apat.com, click on the tour button at the top, you'll see all the details on that. You can start making your plans. As far as online goes, we'll get the full schedule out for online for the rest of the year. But this time next week, we've got the second of our medal Sundays. So that's happening on grosvenorpoker.com next week. So we've got a No Limit Hold'em Championship, we've got a PLO Championship, and we've got a No Limit Hold'em Open, the £110 buy-in one. You can win your tickets and seats for all of those every day this week. Just use the satellite schedule on Grosvenor Poker. You can go from, even a free roll every night, which gets you a £1 ticket, but you then go £1 into a £5, £5 into a 30, or a £5 into a 110, basically. And those tickets have got really decent expiries on them, so you can just basically, whenever you've got some spare time and want to play some of the satellites, get yourself in on the cheap for next weekend. Don't forget those tournaments also have one re-entry on them, so we've left the one re-entry on for the moment. They're all three of those medal events next week, and we also have the Sundays, which the Steve 40 Sunday Splash, as I think we might rename it. So that's running again next week. If you fancy just either you haven't been able to get satellite tickets and it's a bit out of your bankroll, the £30 or the 110, or just not in a position where you want to do that, but you fancy playing a bit on the Sunday night and joining in, well, you can play the £5 splash. Reg last minute on it. Reg at like 9 o'clock, and then we'll be on the show by 9:30, and you might still get a shout out. You'll
be on the final table at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, all that's happening this time next week, and we'll be dishing out our second lot of online medals for 2025. So.
Fantastically. Let me just clear out the chat before we leave. Mr. Garden says, assume my bracelet is in the post for this prestigious win. Absolutely, Dave. But to save on costs, what we'll do is when we visit Blackpool later on this year, we'll drop it into you. Yes, right, Lee?
Yes,
we'll drop it into him. You see what I did there, did you?
We'll leave it at Kai's. Yeah, we'll drop.
That's right.
We'll leave it on Kai's doorstep.
Not too late, Lee. Not too late. Yeah. Don't leave it at Kai's too late. Mr. Bullman says, haven't got a passport to leave Dorset. Do you need a passport, Lee? I think you might do. I think you might lead one. Mr. 40 rather, nastily says, I've been to Liverpool once before. I will not be going back, lol. I would like to thank your team, Steve, for the contribution to Liverpool's number 20 charge today. Thank you for that, my friend. Sleep, rest well on that tonight when you lay your head down on your pillow. And Simon Lauder ironically says, evening, guys, just as we're leaving. But he does go on to say, great schedule. And to be honest, Lee, that's a summary of the show, right? Great schedule. So well done to Mr. Brady and Mr. Wiltshire for pulling together a great schedule, which I'm sure we will be doing our best to execute.
It is all Tom. I can take no credit for it whatsoever. Tom deserves all the plaudits for getting all of this together. It is
top effort.
No mean feat. It's greatly appreciated, all the effort that he puts into getting this together. And we've talked for a while about trying to get the whole schedule out for the year, and it gets tougher and tougher every year. It's not easy to do. So the fact that we can get this out by the sort of first week in March for the whole rest of the year is proper good. So.
Proper good. All right, let's leave it on proper good then. So thank you everyone who joined us tonight. Bit of a short one tonight for obvious reasons. The splash finished particularly quickly. Got very splashy, Lee, I have to say. But great finish. Saw Dave Garden take the plaudits. We've covered off the live 2025 schedule. We've covered off some outstanding Poker Raffles draws tomorrow night, particularly the Irish Open, plus a lot of the finalists tonight ended up with Vegas tickets from Poker Raffles, which is quite nice as well. So for anyone joining us for the Poker Raffles live draw, we will be online tomorrow at 9 p.m. tomorrow evening to make that draw. And I guess until then, or until next weekend, if that's when we next catch up, have a great few days, folks. We're going to leave it there. Night-night.